We oversee $8 billion in retirement assets across 30,000 clients. And when you sit on that much data, you see the patterns. The clients who retire with the most money aren't the ones who earn the most. They use the right strategies at the right time. So here are the 3 most profitable IRA strategies and exactly how to use them. Starting with strategy number 3. This is a strategy that most people tend to get wrong, and it's using the wrong retirement vehicle for what they want to invest in. The account you choose isn't technical. It's the difference between keeping your returns or handing a chunk of them to the IRS. For example, a common mistake is made by investors who are self-employed. Self-employed individuals can invest in a solo 401k or a SEP IRA. A SEP IRA is just a profit-sharing plan. So if you make $100,000 as a sole proprietor and you're under 50 years old, the most amount of money you can put away is just 20%, or in this case, $20,000. But if you had a solo 401k plan, instead, you could put away closer to $44,500. And if you're using the mega backdoor option, up to $72,000. That's more than double your SEP IRA. That's double the amount that's tax deductible going in and double the amount that grows tax-free, which is exponentially more when you take it out. That is a massive difference in dollar amount just by choosing the right account. The right account can also positively and negatively affect the profits from the assets you're invested in. For example, if you invested in real estate in your IRA using a non-recourse loan to buy property, you are going to owe UBIT on the debt finance portion of the income. But if you bought real estate in a solo 401k plan, that real estate is entirely tax exempt. Same asset, same strategy, completely different tax outcome depending on which account you used. I go into the details of this in this video, so if you're buying real estate in your IRA, definitely watch that video after. If you wanted to use your retirement money to buy a business and own more than 50% of that business, a self-directed IRA cannot do that. But a solo 401k loan or a ROBS, rollover business startup solution, can get you there using tax-free retirement funds while your business and profits grow tax-free. By the way, it's never too late to start. I've had clients begin in their 60s. I've had clients in their early 70s take an account with under 6 figures and build it into 7 figures using these exact 3 principles. The account you pick determines how much of your returns you actually keep. So before you do anything else, you need to know which account you even qualify for and what each one is built to do. In an upcoming video, I break down the real difference between a 401k, Roth IRA, and a self-directed IRA, which are 3 of the most powerful retirement accounts. Because after everything we just covered, picking the wrong account structure is the one mistake that undoes all of it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. If you want to make your IRA profitable, you need to stop thinking short-term and start thinking in long-term assets. This brings us to the second strategy: investing in the right assets to give you the most profit. When we look at our most profitable clients at IRA Financial, we notice 2 things immediately. Nearly all of their IRAs are self-directed, and those self-directed IRAs allow our clients to invest assets outside of the stock market. In a self-directed IRA, you can invest in assets like real estate, private businesses, private equity, and funds like hedge and investment funds. I cover how to set up a self-directed IRA in this video. If you want to talk to a real human about how to do this for your goals and situation, book a free consultation. The link is in the description. These alternative assets carry what's called an illiquidity premium, meaning you get compensated for locking your money up. And since it's already sitting inside of a retirement account you can't touch until you're 59 and a half anyway, you might as well get paid for that illiquidity. You can buy the S&P 500 with your personal brokerage account anytime, but to get returns that outpace inflation and compound towards doubling your money in 7 or 8 years instead of the standard rule of 72 timeline, you need assets outside the public markets. That's why I use the new 60-40 investment strategy, not the old model of 60% stocks and 40% bonds. The new 60-40 focuses on 60% alternative assets, 40% traditional assets. It's how endowment funds and family offices have operated for decades, and it's the model I built my own portfolio around. I talk about it more in this video. Watch it next. Now, when you start to invest in long-term assets, you want to be aware of the illiquidity of those types of investments. Illiquidity is only a risk if it's personal money you might need in an emergency. But when it comes to money inside a retirement account, you're not touching it for decades anyway. So that risk mostly disappears. But nothing is risk-free. For example, I held AAA-rated Silicon Valley Bank bonds for years. Silicon Valley was a top 15 bank in North America, and I lost 6 figures when it collapsed overnight. It seemed to be a solid investment, but there's always that element of risk. Now, certain assets, like real estate, tend to be more forgiving. It might drop 10 or 15% in a downturn, but it's a hard asset. And like most long-term assets, they're still going to have greater reduced risk than AI stocks. The classic set it and forget it method was never a strategy. It was a default. Listen, if you want a sliver of your portfolio in a target dated fund, that's okay. If keeping 40% in traditional assets helps you sleep at night, that is perfectly fine. But if a target date fund is the core of your retirement strategy, you're going to fall behind, because without alternative assets, you're going to get basic market returns with traditional assets. But you need above market growth to build wealth for your retirement. And a target date fund was never built to deliver that. Across every client I've worked with who retires with real wealth, 3 things show up every time. 1, they invest in alternative assets. 2, they use the right account and strategy to invest in those alternative assets. And nearly all of their accounts are Roths, which brings me to strategy number 1, which I did leave the best for last. The most important strategy for your IRA is having it as a Roth. That's the key. If there's one word I want you to remember from this video, it's Roth. In Roth, we trust. With a Roth IRA, you put in after-tax money with no tax deduction up front. You can contribute $7,500 a year or $8,600 if you're over 50. But once you're 59 and a half and the account has been open for at least 5 years, every single dollar comes out completely tax-free. That's different from a pre-tax traditional IRA where the money grows tax-deferred, but the day you pull it out, you're paying ordinary income tax on any money you pull out. That's exactly what makes the Roth IRA such a profitable and rewarding strategy. Roth isn't just for IRAs. It's actually a whole category. There are Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, and for high earners, the Backdoor and Mega Backdoor Roths. With a Backdoor Roth IRA, you can earn $1 billion a year and still get money into a Roth IRA. And if you're self-employed, the Mega Backdoor 401k lets you put in up to $72,000 into a Roth account for 2026. If you don't have a Roth account currently, you can open one up using a Roth conversion. That means if you have a pre-tax IRA or old 401k money sitting around, you can convert it to Roth. Now, you will pay income tax on the conversion amount, but think of it as a toll to get in. Plus, you don't have to do the full conversion all in 1 year. I spent 10 years converting my own pre-tax IRA money to Roth, a chunk at a time, staying inside my tax bracket each year. Today, every dollar I own is in Roth, Bitcoin, private investments, real estate, all of it. And because I made those conversions, none of it will ever be taxed again. It won't be taxed when I pull it out at 59 and a half or when my spouse inherits it, and my kids can even use it for 10 years completely, tax-free after that. Now, Roth isn't for everyone. If you're 75 and sitting in a low tax bracket, paying 10 or 15% tax on RMDs or required minimum distributions, a conversion probably doesn't make that much sense. But if you're under 50, you should seriously consider it. And even if you're in your 60s or 70s, if you're holding an asset that could multiply, paying the tax now to convert can still be worth it. This is genuinely case by case, which is exactly why you need to sit down with the right expert and run your specific numbers. That's where most people get stuck. They know a Roth conversion could be the right move, but they don't know if the timing is right for their bracket, their age, or the specific assets they're holding. Getting that wrong costs real money, and there's no undoing it. IRA Financial was built for exactly this. We've helped over 30,000 clients run this math. We look at your full picture, your goals, accounts, your tax situation, your timeline, and tell you what the right move is for you specifically. Book a free consultation using the link in the description. We'll figure out together whether a conversion makes sense, how much to convert, and when to do it. No matter what stage you're at, you can start planning for retirement now. I cover the best principles for retirement planning in these videos. Watch them next.